Hey guys, my name is Jayla Mitchell, also known as NaturalReign, and I would love it if you would go down there and subscribe, click that button, and also click the button next to it. It is the notification bell, and it's going to notify you whenever I post new videos. So today, I'm going to be doing a Why Your Hair Isn't Growing Part 3. Part 3. If you haven't seen part 1, part 2, that's okay. These do not go in any type of order. These are all just tips for you guys. But if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, I definitely suggest you check it out. If you've seen my other 2 Why Your Hair Isn't Growing videos, I always write my ideas down because I can get really off track and I like to stay on topic. I know why you guys are here. I know what you came for, and I'm here to give it to you. Number 1 is you are too attached to your current regimen. You are not ready for change. You are not adapting to your hair's needs. So a good example of this is when you have color treated hair. If your hair is not color treated and then your hair becomes color treated, like you dye it, then you might need to take some extra steps. The things that used to work when your hair was not color treated may not work for you anymore, and you have to accept that and you have to adapt. So if your hair is starting to feel dry, brittle, it means that you need to have more moisture. If you were deep conditioning every 2 weeks, you need to start deep conditioning every week. You need to change with your hair, or it's very possible that it could break off and you're not seeing the growth that you should be seeing. So another example is, let's say it's been 3 days. You usually wash your hair every week. It's been 3 days, but your hair is already feeling dry. You need to take that as a sign that it may be time to re-moisturize your hair. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to wash all over again. I would, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that. It just means it's time to add moisture back into your hair. So if you're a refresh type of person, you want to refresh your hair, this is the time to do it. So don't be so attached to the current regimen that you have that you're not realizing that your hair is calling for something different. So if it's a week normally, but after 3 days it's giving you a week vibe, then you need to go ahead, no pun intended, a week vibe, okay. But if it's giving you that, then it is time to try something different, because you can't keep trying the same thing and expecting a different result. It's just not gonna happen. Let me be the first to tell you. Number 2 is being rough with your hair. That doesn't mean what you always think or would think that it means, but when you are detangling, you can't just go ch, ch, ch. If you ever hear that sound, your hair is breaking. Run away from yourself. Oh wait, you can't run away from yourself, so just don't do it. Don't detangle roughly. Don't pick your hair roughly. People with the picks. I love to pick my hair as much as the next natural next to me, okay? That was an alliteration. But I love to do it, but I'm not raking through my hair and causing unnecessary split ends, because that's what happens. You get split ends, and then what do you have to do with those split ends? You have to cut them. If you get less split ends, you don't have to cut your hair as often, which means what do you see? What do you see? You see growth, because the name of the game is length retention. I'm here. This is like grow your hair boot camp. Going along with not being rough, it's not always about a pick or you breaking your hair like this. It can also be the type of combs and brushes that you use. If that comb or brush is not made for your natural hair, you should know it. So one example is the dimmer brush. I personally get a lot of shedding when I use the dimmer brush, and I took out 4 rows. There are 8 rows in the dimmer brush, I took out 4, and that modified it for my natural hair. So sometimes you can make a modification, sometimes you gotta throw the whole comb brush away. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. But the first sign is to just go ahead and recognize that, like, hey, this ain't it. I know that it takes me half the time to detangle with this, but this brush is taking out half of my hair at the same time. So is it really worth it? Ask yourself, is it worth it? So number 3 is you won't stop playing in your hair. You are addicted to doing this. Just, do I look, is it cute? Okay, oh, touch, 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 touch. Okay, when you are styling your hair, it is cool, fine, and dandy to be touching your hair, but to touch your hair all the time, all of the time, is just overkill. So if you don't have to touch your hair all the time, I recommend just not doing it, because this is what you do. Okay, so basically this is what you're doing. You're taking your dry hands, you're touching your hair, you're removing the natural oils from your hair, and it's just no bueno. Like, I don't know another way to explain it. It's just no bueno. Am I guilty of this? Yes. Could I maybe not touch my hair as much? Yes, and that's improvement tips for myself, okay? But yeah, constantly touching it, try to like put that down to a minimum. And I'm not saying like, oh my god, if you touch your hair all the time, it's all gonna break off. I'm just saying it could be what's drying out your hair, especially at your ends, because your ends are the most fragile. They are the oldest, so you got to give them extra TLC. If you're not putting in some type of moisturizer into your hair, or if you're not styling your hair, try to think to yourself, is it really necessary for me to be touching on it all the time? You lack balance. You are one extreme or the other. One extreme is you wash your hair too often. You are stripping your hair of all its oils too often, and your hair is dry, and dry hair leads to what? I know you guys know this answer: breakage, okay? The other extreme is you don't wash your hair often enough. I remember there was a myth out there in the natural hair community that not washing your hair is the best thing for hair growth. Like if you just leave it alone and you don't shampoo, you just don't wash your hair, you go long periods of time without washing your hair, it will grow long. And I'm here to tell you, it is just a myth, and don't buy into it, because it's a no. It's a no-go. Like, how do you expect your hair to grow? Because, you know, think of your scalp as your base. You have a dirty base. How do you expect things to grow from that? Your hair is not actually a plant. I know we like use that a lot, like, oh my god, it's like a bush or something like that. No, your hair is not actually a plant. The dirt does not help it grow, okay? Your hair is not a plant, so the dirt does not help it grow. I need you to understand that. It doesn't. Clean your scalp, but don't kill your scalp by cleaning it too much. Don't wait too long to clean your scalp, and now it's super, super dirty, and the new growth ain't coming. It's just not coming. It don't know how to get through all that dirt. You know, so balance. You gotta find what works for you. How oily or dry does your hair get? Know when to go, when not to go, know when to hold them. You gotta know when to fold them. Why do I know that song? I think that's a commercial. Number 6 is you are not, did I say number 6? Is that really number 6? Probably not. Okay. I lost count of what number I'm on, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay. So the next one is you are not properly cleansing your scalp. I like to co-wash as much as the next person, but I also understand that co-washing does not give you as deep of a clean as an actual shampoo. Don't be afraid to shampoo your hair. Co-washing all the time, and then you wonder why your hair isn't reacting the same to products, because it's not just reacting to that product. It's reacting to the product you used a month ago, and the one you used 3 weeks ago, and the one you used 2 weeks ago. It's reacting to all of that because you never really washed it all out. So make sure you don't have to do a deep cleanse. You don't have to do a sulfate shampoo all the time. It's not necessary. But when you're noticing, and try to do this before, be like proactive, not reactive. So if you catch it before it's like all this buildup, then you won't have that problem. Your hair will never get to the point of having too much product buildup and just not functioning the way it normally does. But you have to, it's trial and error. There's a lot of things with your natural hair, it is trial and error. I tried a lot of things that didn't work for me. I tried a lot of things that did work for me, and I kept them in my regimen. So figure out when you need to shampoo. Figure out how much you want to co-wash, if you want to co-wash at all. Is co-washing for you? These are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. So the last one is kind of like a duh, but you know, I'm gonna say it, and that is, in the natural hair community, we tend to focus a lot on what it is we're putting on our hair, but not really what we're putting in our bodies. Now, I am super guilty of this, because I like to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and that's just the way it is. But it would be better if you try to eat a more balanced diet. Eat your veggies, girl. Do what you gotta do. So you know, if your body is lacking something, it can show up in your hair. So let's say you're lacking protein. Do you know what your hair is made of? Do you? Protein. Your hair is made up of protein. If you are lacking protein, do you think your body is going to choose to deliver the protein to your hair or to your body? You can function without hair. You cannot function without a body. You feel me? Just take more into consideration into what you're putting in your body, because like one thing is people don't drink water or won't drink water, think water's nasty, but we need water. We need water. Are you drinking enough water? Are you hydrated? That's one problem that I do not have. I keep that, where's that? I keep that thing on me, okay? I keep that thing on me at all times. But I love water. I personally have made a conscious decision to cut out pops or sodas. Some people call it sodas. I cut that out of my routine in high school. Okay, you may see me drink a pop, a manzana pop, because it's like an apple pop and that's like a Mexican thing and I can't get enough of them. But I really usually only drink them when I'm in Mexico. Except for that, I don't drink pop, and it was one of the decisions I felt like I could make to be a healthier person, because I know I wasn't making any changes in the food category. So I was like, I could do this one thing. So what do? Water, water, water. All day long. I rarely drink juice. Water is it for me. You want your hair to be hydrated. You want your body to be hydrated. You want your hair to be hydrated. You want all of that. So that's just an example of something that you can do to make a change, a positive body change that can also affect your hair as well. So that is all my tips for this video. Comment down below, let me know if you want a part 4, because I can probably make some stuff happen, you know what I'm saying? And just so you guys know, I will never be giving you guys crappy tips just to say something, just to make something. These are all things that I really feel work, and I took my time to make this list. After 1 and 2, I wasn't sure if I could come up with the 3, but you know what, your girl did it. I made some shake. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.